Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend after her grandparents mistook me for her male best friend, exposed months of lying, emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and revealed how deeply inappropriate their relationship really was? Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. I know this sounds weird, but hear me out. I am posting this on an alt account so nobody I know can find it. I, 22M, and my GF, 22F, have been together for almost 2 years now. We met during Freshers' Week at university, and found out we were studying the same course. Our relationship has been running smoothly, and we rarely argue. The one problem that we have is to do with her boy best friend, who we'll call Alex, 23M. Alex has been around for longer than I have. He has known my GF for around 4 years now, and they attended high school together. I initially had no problem with Alex, until he started making fun of my appearance and accent. For context, I am not a bad-looking guy. I am 5 feet 10 inches, and have a decent build. I have been working out for just over half a year now, and I have good facial features. Alex has pointed out small things like the shape of my eyebrows, the way my hair gets messy, I have longer hair that can regularly get tangled up, and my accent, I am Slavic, and English is not my first language. For the most part, my girlfriend has defended me and called Alex out on his BS. But sometimes, she will laugh at the things he says, particularly when he makes fun of my accent. This bothers me a lot, as I struggled with my English for a few months before passing my IELTS and struggled to fit in when I moved here. I have brought this up to her and she apologizes but continues to do so. Now on to the issue. My GF and I recently went to visit her grandparents for the weekend. They are a pretty big part in my GF's life. She was raised by them as well as her parents, and this was my first time meeting them. Her grandmother opened the door and greeted me with a hug and proceeded to say, "Alex, we've heard all about you." I instantly assumed it was a mistake. Her grandmother is old, so maybe it was a memory thing, and I corrected her and told her my name. She frowned and shook her head, sure that it couldn't be correct. The dinner was a bit awkward, as both her grandparents kept referring to me as Alex. My girlfriend kept on correcting them, and they looked confused. After the dinner, I politely asked my girlfriend why they continued to mix me up with Alex. She blew up on me, telling me they're old and struggle with memory loss. I apologized, explaining I didn't mean to insult anybody, I just wanted to know why they continued to refer to me as Alex even after correction. We left it at that, and spent the night watching movies that her grandparents enjoyed. I was setting up the bed in the spare room for me and my GF, when I overheard her grandmother and her talking. My GF was talking in a hushed tone about Alex. Her grandmother kept asking why she hadn't brought Alex along like she said she would. I couldn't hear my GF very well, but she told her grandmother something came up, so she had to bring me instead. I was surprised, as we had this trip planned for a couple of weeks beforehand. I heard her grandmother asking how Alex was doing, and when they'd get to see him again. I am really confused. I asked my girlfriend about it in bed, and she insisted that her grandmother just struggled with memory loss and didn't know what she was saying. I asked if she had planned to bring Alex to her grandparents, and if so, I would have had no problem with it if she'd have simply let me know. She blew up on me again, insisting I didn't understand her relationship with Alex. She called me a few petty names, and told me to sleep on the pull-out couch. I reluctantly agreed and laid awake all night thinking about the conversation. Since then, my GF has been more irritable and nothing I say makes her want to talk to me. She has been calling Alex regularly, and refusing to tell me why she's so upset. This is deeply confusing me, as I didn't come across as insulting in any way. I have considered breaking up with her a couple of times, as this behavior is completely out of the blue, and her refusal to communicate properly is worrying me. Any advice? Would I be the AH if I broke up with her? Edit. Thank you for the replies, and helping me realize that this was never just about what her grandparents have said. My GF's behavior is unacceptable, and I will be having a talk with her tomorrow which will ultimately end in splitting up with her. I will post a short update tomorrow for anyone who is interested. Update. Hi. I am writing this in my car, and what just happened completely baffled me. For context, about a day ago I wrote a post, explaining that I had went to meet my girlfriend's grandparents, and they kept on calling me Alex, her boy best friend's name. Upon asking my girlfriend about it, she got defensive and has refused to speak to me since. My girlfriend got off of work early and messaged me asking to come pick her up. This is the first time she has messaged me first in days. I agreed and drove to go pick her up. I waited in the customer section, she works in a bakery, and I noticed some of her co-workers giving me dirty looks. I brushed it off. When she got out, she was quiet. She got in my car with a huff and then asked if I could drive her to Alex's place, as him and some other friends were having a small gathering there. I admit this annoyed me. I told her flat out we needed to talk, and asked her if she wanted to go to my place to do so. She told me anything I had to say, I could say it now. So that's what I did. I told her that her behavior over the past few days had been unacceptable. Her refusal to talk to me, how she blew up at me for just asking simple questions. This is where the conversation got weird. She told me that her grandparents had been waiting to meet Alex and that's why they got confused, much different to her loss of memory excuse in my earlier post. I asked her why she didn't just tell me that. She told me I wouldn't understand because I don't understand her relationship with Alex. I told her that yes, I do not understand her relationship with Alex. How she lets him insult me, and how she carries on defending him. She told me that people over here make fun of each other, and I wouldn't understand because my culture is different. What? I told her that regardless of my culture, I wouldn't tolerate the disrespect from her friend, and the lying has led me to believe she is no longer trustworthy. I told her I have given her zero reason to lie to me. She started crying and promising me that nothing was going on between her and Alex. I was stunned, as this isn't what I was implying at all. I asked her why she had said that, and she broke down and admitted that Alex had been pressuring her to leave me for months now, saying she deserved better than someone like me. At this point I was done. I don't need this kind of drama. I told her to get out of my car and that we are done. She was crying and she begged me not to leave her, promised she'd cut Alex out of her life, promised that their relationship was nothing but friendship. I said I didn't care, and I wanted no part in this anymore. Strangely, I didn't really feel sad ending the relationship. I actually feel pretty numb. Her attitude suddenly shifted. She hit my arm and told me I just didn't understand, and that Alex was right, she should have left me sooner, etc. I just told her to get out of the car. She was still crying, and she slammed the door pretty hard and stormed off. Now she's texting me, apologizing and promising we can work this out. I've had a couple of texts from mutual friends asking what happened, as my GF sent them texts calling me controlling and toxic. Why would she want to get back together with me if she's telling our friends that? I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and am now writing this update. I don't feel sad right now, but maybe that's because I'm in shock. I wrote this update for the people who gave me the courage to leave this relationship. Thank you for all your advice. Edit. I told our mutual friends the story, and shared the post with them. They said they always found her relationship with Alex weird, lol. I also shared with them the texts my ex-GF was sending me. They were immediately pissed that she was trying to play them fool. None of my mutual friends have took my ex-GF side, yet. All of them have apologized to me for the unnecessary drama she was causing, and said they were going to keep their distance. A couple of our friends, we are a big group, who did not reach out have blocked me on socials. Guess the trash took itself out. For now, I am feeling good. I have been hanging out with my cats and ordered takeout food. My roommate gets back from his parents' house tomorrow, so I will update him on the situation when I can and ask him to be there when my ex-GF collects her stuff. As for my ex-GF, I sent her a text message, telling her to only contact me when she was going to collect her things. I muted her texts and calls, and will only check again when she's due to come and get her things. Once that's over, I will block her. I'm feeling pretty good about my decision now. Thank you for all the comments, I will respond to as many as I can. I may have another small update on the weekend, as my ex-GF and I are attending the same house party for Halloween. For now, take care, and thank you to everyone who has commented and or messaged me. Update. Hi all. It's been almost a week, and I decided to post an update for the people who have been following my story. So, I took the advice of you wonderful people and filed a police report. Expectedly, they didn't offer too much support. They documented my case, but told me cases like these don't usually go anywhere, or something like that. I admit I was a mess at the station, and didn't really process everything well. I just wanted to get it all on paper ASAP like you guys recommended. On a better note, my university is taking the formal complaint I filed very seriously. I gave them my crime reference number and explained that I would be uncomfortable attending lectures with my ex whilst they are investigating my complaint. They told me I could participate in lectures remotely and access recordings of my lectures, so I didn't have to see my ex in classes. They explained that the investigation may take time, and have offered me support by assigning me to a well-being advisor. I have also been offered short-term counseling sessions. My professor was very understanding and reassured me that I would never be paired with my ex in any upcoming projects or assignments. So, this is definitely a win. I spent the week mostly catching up with my friends and indulging in my hobbies as a distraction. I started playing the electric guitar again, spent more time at the gym and with my cats. I also have an outing planned with my friends on Monday, and we will be going to a cat cafe, which should be fun. Here's the part of the update that I think will interest you all. About 2 days after the Halloween party, my close friend, Jaya, 22F, called me. I answered, and she started by asking if I was okay. I told her the truth, that I'm not okay right now but I will be, and she offered her support and told me she was 100% on my side. Then, she said something that surprised me. She told me that Alex had limited contacted with my ex now. Apparently, one of Jaya's friends is close with Alex, and she found this out through him. My ex had supposedly been lying to Alex the whole time, claiming I was abusive and mentally unstable. Alex was suspicious that my ex was begging to get back with me despite these claims, and found out she was lying and got really mad at her. I don't know how true this is exactly, and I'm always skeptical of gossip, but thinking back it definitely makes sense. Alex is a jerk with everyone, definitely, but begging her to break up with me for months lines up with this information. Apparently, he wanted to talk to me at the party about what my ex had been saying to get some clarification. Not sure why he suddenly cares, and I probably won't ever hear him out because I don't want any potential ties to my ex. Jaya agreed with me, and said she didn't expect me to hear him out, she just wanted to let me know what she had been told. She continued to tell me that my ex has started harassing our mutual friends online now she's been cut off. Jaya told me my ex has been making vague but recognizable posts, such as, how to cope after breaking up with an abusive ex, and, what to do when you find out all your friends are fake. We had a laugh about it together and ended up playing video games the rest of the night. Jaya is a very kind, down-to-earth, smart person. She's been one of my most supportive friends during this time, and we share a lot of similar interest. She loves video games and music. I've been trying to convince her to play Elden Ring, which is a work in progress, LOL, and she has 3 cats. Jaya will also be attending the outing on Monday, so even more of a reason to look forward to it. I'm conflicted about Alex, too. Despite him being an absolute jerk, not just to me, but to most of his friends, I don't think he should have been lied to like that, if the story is true. I wonder now whether he really was interested in my ex, or whether he thought he was being a good friend and helping her escape a toxic relationship. Nevertheless, I am trying to put those thoughts behind me for now, as Alex is still in contact, although limited, with my ex. If you've gotten this far, thanks for reading my post. I will update again regarding the investigations, both by the police and my university. For now, I hope you are all well, and thank you for all the kind messages and words of support. Further update. Hi, all. Honestly, I completely forgot about this account until today, when my friend brought it up and suggested I post this update for the people who have been following my story since day one. So, here it is. It's sort of all over the place, so apologies if it's hard to follow. Firstly, I'll say that the police report I filed went exactly as expected. It was dropped at the investigation stage due to a lack of evidence to bring forward to the prosecutor. Although I thought this would happen, it still sort of upset me. On a more positive note, my university has been nothing but supportive. Despite the case being dropped, they still took the appropriate measures to protect me. For starters, they changed my ex's timetable so that she no longer attends the same classes as I do. They have also restricted her access to the buildings when I am guaranteed to be on campus. I have been attending counseling sessions provided by the university, and it has helped a lot. It made me realize that I ignored a lot of the initial red flags in our relationship, and it wasn't as picture perfect as I'd thought. My professor also extended my project deadline, which took a huge weight off of me during the initial stage of the police report. Away from the legalities, I have been doing okay. I have since accepted that what my ex did was sexually assault me. Processing this was hard, and initially I believed the incident was too small, not that serious, to be considered SA. My friends helped me realize that it was in fact SA, and I had every right to feel how I did and react how I did. My emotions ranged from angry to sad to guilty whilst I processed everything. I did a lot of reflecting on our relationship and realized I was, in fact, used. She never really loved me. In truth, she decided to date me because I seemed like an easy target, and she needed help keeping up with our course. How do I know this, exactly? Because Alex reached out to me through social media. At first, I was just going to block him and forget about it, but the message intrigued me. He started by apologizing for how he treated me during mine and my ex's relationship. He explained that he was fed lies by my ex the whole time. Apparently, she told Alex that I was toxic, trying to cut her off from her friends, and make her completely dependent on me. Then, here's the crazy part, she sent him false screenshots of texts between her and I, in which I was painted in an awful light. This angered me a lot. I've always been a calm, go-with-the-flow kind of guy. The things she faked in those texts was nothing like me. Alex responded by telling her she needed to leave me, and he was there to support her, etc. But she responded by telling Alex she needed me to pass the course, and she would leave me in due time. Alex, being oblivious and blindly trusting his close friend, offered his support and told me he acted like he did towards me because he despised me. Honestly, fair enough. Those texts were awful, and if a friend of mine shown me something of the sort, I'd hate whoever was sending them too. Obviously, when the breakup happened, and she was begging to get back with me despite claiming I was toxic and abusive, Alex was suspicious. After the party, and everything Jaya told me, he confronted my ex. She apparently broke down, admitted to Alex she lied about it all, and then called him idiotic for even believing her. She said Alex should have seen that she was exaggerating, and supported her regardless. This caused Alex to absolutely lose his shit on her, and he told me he had a huge argument with her. She cried and asked Alex why he'd been waiting so long to ask her out. Alex was admittedly blindsided, and he asked her what she meant. She claimed to have loved him for a while, and she thought he reciprocated those feelings. He claimed he never had feelings for her and thought their relationship was friendly. He viewed her as a sister. My ex stormed off, left, and blasted Alex on social media. He had enough and blocked her. Then reached out to me. At first, I honestly didn't believe him. But he shown me the falsified texts, her messages to him, and his to her. I felt bad for the dude. So I replied and thanked him for his apology but told him I had no interest in talking to him further. He said he understood and finally cleared up the grandparent situation. My ex had invited Alex to her grandparents' home before she asked me to go. Alex couldn't go, as he was meeting up with an old friend who was in the country that same week. My ex had already told her grandparents she was bringing Alex, so when he declined, she asked me instead. That's where the confusion came from. Alex ended our conversation by again apologizing, and hoping in time I could understand his perspective. To be honest, I already do. It's not like we'll ever be good friends, but I don't dislike him as much as I previously did. As for my ex, she did try to reach out to me again last week. She was shopping at the same store I was, and approached me and begged me to talk to her. I paid her no mind and continued shopping. She made herself look like an idiot, screaming in the middle of the frozen section, and she eventually backed down and called me a few harsh names. On a different note, Jaya and a couple of my other close friends and I are visiting Poland during the Christmas break. I'm super excited to show them around my hometown, and Jaya and I have a trip planned to Auschwitz. She's a history major, and has always wanted to visit, but was a bit too scared to go on her own. Our other friends don't want to attend the trip to Auschwitz, so they have a different outing planned on that day. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. I hope this clears a few things up and finds you all well. I want to thank everyone for their continued support and for following my posts. I will possibly post a short update on how the trip went,